13 months to the day since Gandalf sent us on our long journey, we found ourselves looking upon a familiar sight. We were home.
The hobbits return to the Shire. It's completely untouched by the War of the Ring. In fact, most of the residents probably don't even know it's happened. It's nice.
Nice, ain't it?
Yeah, it's nice. Except it ain't, because that isn't what happened. When they get back to the Shire, they find it's been taken over by ruffians. Okay, it is kind of cute that Tolkien unironically calls them ruffians, but that's where the cuteness ends, because the Shire, it's ruined. You know, it's being controlled as a fascist police state. And for me, this was the most shocking part of the whole book. The war is over. We've won, and we come back to this. After Frodo destroys the ring and the coronation of Aragorn and his wedding to Arwen, the Fellowship parts. Gandalf leads the hobbits back to the Shire, and then he heads off and goes to check in with Tom Bombadil. Who, by the way, where the fuck is he during this whole thing? Like, the most magical person in Middle-earth. And he's just like, nah, you guys crack on. I'm gonna sit this one out. Check in the next one, though. It's not a barbecue, Tom. Anyway, the hobbits get back to the Shire and they find it's all fenced off, and a hobbit guard tells them, nope, you can't come in after dark. Our hobbits look at each other and go, take a seat, mate, we'll take it from here. And they just walk in, they ignore the guy. They've just battled the forces of Sauron at the Black Gate. They don't need to take any shit. So they walk into the Shire and they later encounter some men, as in some 5'9" grown-ass men. The ruffians.
Grrr, I'm so rough.
The ruffians tell the hobbits that they work for a chief called Sharky, so they better do what they say. And our four hobbits respond by drawing their swords. The ruffians do one, but the hobbits know some shit's going down. So Pippin rides to go and get the Took family and Sam to go and get the Cottons. And in the morning, they all come back with their relatives and a group of 100 ruffians shows up to fight them, and thus commences the Battle of Bywater. 70 men die and only 19 hobbits. So, result. And then the hobbits go and march on Bag End to take care of their chief, Sharky. However, it's not a pretty sight. When they get there, they find that the party tree, remember the party tree from Bilbo's birthday? The party tree's been cut down and the whole of Bag End is messed up. So they eventually track down this Sharky, and guess what? Ain't no Sharky, it's Saruman, baby. He's back in town. In the book, what happened is Saruman was just imprisoned at the Tower of Orthanc, and Treebeard was left to guard him, but Treebeard's a massive softie, and Saruman promised to be really, really good, and so Treebeard, who hates to see natural things imprisoned, he let him go. So at this point, a load of hobbits have gathered round this Sharky character, and understandably, they are severely pissed. They start chanting, kill him, and Saruman, he just says, yes, come kill me if you think you have the numbers. Frodo then steps in to try to calm the situation and says, look, we should have mercy on him. He may still be redeemable. We should let him go. And it's this quality of empathy and seeing the good in people that made Frodo and Bilbo such resilient ring bearers. The ring is mercurial. It depends on who the bearer is. It changes. And if you take Smeagol, for example, he came into possession of the ring by murdering his own cousin, and thus set him on the path of negativity and ruin and decay.
Pity. It was pity that stayed Bilbo's heart. Many that live deserve death. Some that die deserve life. Can you give it to them, Frodo?
So Saruman and Wormtongue, yep, old Wormy Tongue is still hanging out with that loser. They're slowly shuffling past the hobbits and Frodo, and Saruman, in one final act of revenge, takes out a concealed knife and fucking stabs Frodo in the heart. What a bastard. Anyway, Frodo's fine because he's got his mithril shirt on, so he's all good. And he still wants to let Saruman go. He says, look, have pity. And of course, Saruman frickin' hates this. And in one last attempt to try and get back at Frodo in any way, he reveals to him that his cousin is dead and that Wormtongue murdered him in his sleep. Of course, Frodo's affected by this, but Wormtongue, he flips out. He's apparently tired of being treated like a chump. He runs up to Saruman and stabs him in the back.
I will not be held prisoner here.
Saruman dies right there, and Wormtongue tries to run away, but is cut down by archers. Then out of Sauron's dead body rises this eerie black mist. The mist takes the form of a hooded figure. The figure looks to the west and then sighs a deep sigh before dissolving into nothing and being carried away by the wind.